Welcome. Today, I have Markus Kaulius, who has done so many things, written books, he sold businesses, he's now an entrepreneur, and I have waited a year to have Markus on my show. That's how much I have wanted him, and talking somewhat, I think, about playing a bigger game. Markus, welcome.
Oh, Terry, thank you. Thank you for having me. I've been so looking forward to our conversation as well. And you know what I love about you? You are the essence of playing a bigger game. Like your life, oof. I know this is going to be a great conversation.
I know it will be. Marcus, what I like to do is I love to start by, as I say, pulling the curtain back a little bit
Mm,
and looking a little bit at your struggles, challenges that got you to where you are today, because I don't think any of us have gone through life without some bumps in the road. Some are bigger than others, but what the heck?
mm. Well, which one of the million challenges would you like to talk about first? No, you're absolutely right. And you said this off camera, and I totally agree with you that people see us today and they go, "Oh, you've had this success. You are the lucky one, and you were handed this." Oh boy, where do we start with the challenges? Uh, here's a couple I want to talk about as an entrepreneur. Because this is the stuff that you never get to see, because you really get to find out about entrepreneurs when they've done something great and they're now successful, because that's the only reason you take note. You don't notice the person who started his business and went 5 full years without taking a salary. You never hear about that guy. And those 5 years, that's 5 years. Do you know how hard that is? Do you know what an amazing wife I have to go through 5 years of not bringing home a paycheck? And by the way, she loves holding this over me because for the last 2 of those years, I was listed on her taxes as a dependent, and she loves it. And she loves it. And I love it for her, by the way. And, during those 5 years, while I was in those 5 years, I just knew, I knew I was creating an awesome story. And I knew that every challenge that I was facing during those 5 years, like the ups and downs of business, the struggles of stuff I needed to learn that I didn't know yet, even things like when my wife and I would go out for dinner, we had just like one restaurant that we would ever eat out at, and it was maybe once a month. And it was a Vietnamese place. Not only did we like the food, but it was $26 for food, tip, and we were happy. And that's all we could afford. And even then, I was like, I love this for us because this is going to be part of our story.
Isn't that interesting? We all have our little stories, our struggles, our challenges. Like most people, as I love to say, I'm an ordinary person that really wanted an extraordinary life. And it took a lot to get there. Like you,
Mm,
you've got to put the work in, you've got to
yes.
do it. And so, where are you today other than sitting in your your house in British Columbia? Where are you today? What are you doing? I know you certainly your book, The Bigger Game, has created playing the bigger game has created a lot of change.
Yes, thank you. I get to do what I love doing, which is I mentor younger entrepreneurs, CEOs who want to experience more overall real success, real fulfillment in life. We're living in this world where success essentially means one thing: money. And the truth is, anyone who has money will tell you that is not real success. I mean, name somebody who just has money and considers themselves successful, or when you look at their life, you consider them successful. I want to experience real fulfillment, and that's what I get to experience, like uh, all around, holistic, health, an amazing relationship with my beautiful wife after over 20 years, 2 daughters who are teenage daughters who I'm obsessed with, who I love, who go through their teenage stuff, but then still come to dad and we talk about the big things in life and having energy and friendships and good sleep at night. Like that to me is real success. And I love helping that next generation find what it really means.
I love that definition of success because you're right. When people think of being successful, they think of, if I only made this amount of money, I'll be successful. And then they get there and it's, oh no, if I only get that, it will be six. And then it keeps going. They're never feeling fulfilled,
Never.
ever. And they're always chasing that next shiny object,
Spot on.
whatever that might be. And
Yes, and you've got an emptiness that you keep chasing, and you will always, unfortunately, have to chase because it won't get filled with things and money.
right, exactly, exactly. It gets filled with inner contentment, inner fulfillment, inner purpose. If you've got a purpose that you can share with the universe,
Yeah.
that's, I think, success.
Agreed. Terry, beautiful. Terry, you also said something that I don't want to pass too far over. I want to highlight. I love that you said ordinary people like us because that really is the truth. And I wish people would recognize this more. I think so many people give themselves the excuse of, wow, I wasn't born into it and I wasn't born with this and these characteristics. Oh, of course, they did well because of this or that. People listening, please, those are just excuses. I was as ordinary as it gets when I was born. Now, am I a bit taller than the average person? You betcha. And I sure use that to my advantage now. But trust me, for the first like 16 years of my life, I saw that as the biggest negative. Why? Because the shorter people made fun of me and I got bullied for my height. So it doesn't matter what you've got, somebody can turn that into a negative. You have to make a choice. What do you see as positive in your life? And where's the gift in any challenge you're seeing in front of you? And I think to me, that was one of the greatest turning points in my life is to recognize that any challenge I've experienced in my life, anything that I can look back on and go, oh, that was such a bad thing. That was so hard. And that was, if I now look at it and go, there was such a gift in that. Because of that, I became this. Because of that, I learned this. If you can learn to do that, imagine how you face challenges today. Because the challenges are always going to keep coming. If you think just because I've done well in business, I've got a few dollars in my pocket, that I don't have challenges anymore, oh, please. The challenges get amplified. And that's why you see so many people go really broke after they've made some money because they weren't ready. They didn't have any structure. They didn't have a proper foundation to handle the weight of the extra money.
Wow, it's so brilliant, really. Who can follow that? Um, really, but such truth that I remember when I was working, for me, it was about making money. When I finally made money, it was like, okay, I've arrived. And this was when I was in business, working for a company. It was about the money. And I soon realized it wasn't about the
Hmm.
money. And as when I hear people say, "Oh, I have 20 clients, how lucky can I be?" And then you hear people say, "I'm a terrible coach, I have no clients."
Mm.
You know, what I've learned, because I've been on both ends, is because I don't have any clients, it doesn't define what kind of a coach I am.
Really good.
And I think we're aligned in how we think about w what defines us and what doesn't. I had a pretty challenging growing up, and I realized I wasn't the victim here, and that was not going to define how I was going to choose to rewrite my story of how
Yes.
I wanted to be.
Yes. That's beautiful. We definitely have so many similarities. Growing up, my childhood, it stunk, and I was the victim for so many years. I when I tell the story, it was 15 years that I was the victim, and I
Mm,
played the victim card all the time. I didn't have a dad in my life.
mm.
My mom had to go back to school full time and work full time, so I really didn't have a mom around in my life. I didn't experience love in my life. I'm too tall, I'm too skinny. I played that victim card over and over. And everybody out there who's listening who goes, "Yeah, maybe I play that victim card a bit." I just wanna ask you, what have you got from it? The most you're going to receive is some pity. You can save your pity. I don't care for any of the pity. That's what I realized when I was 15 years old. I was very blessed to have a radical life change at 15. And I was like, save your pity. I'm turning in my victim card. It's no longer available to me. I'm only interested in the victor card. And as soon as I made that instant change, I started to see, oh my goodness, as soon as I stopped looking at this as all negative and sad and poor me and go, look at what I got through. Oh, now that's interesting. Now I didn't receive pity. I've received praise. And I use that word lightly because I don't love receiving that kind of praise, but I received the kind of praise where people go, what? You went through that and you're this happy and you're able to achieve these things? What could I learn from you? How could I do that? And by the way, here's an opportunity for you because if you can get through that, I bet you in my company or in this opportunity, you'll create amazing things in there too.
I just really admire what you've said. I think people might wanna know, how tall are you?
I'm 6'6".
Oh, okay. I'm 5'4" and a half. 5'4" now. Okay. 6'6". Wow.
Yeah. And Terry, when I got close to this height, when I almost finished my growth spurt, I was 120 pounds.
A
Yeah.
skinny 6'6".
Oh, yeah. But now I'm 220, an extra 100 pounds on the same frame.
Wow. How what inspired you to write Playing Your Bigger Game?
Thanks for asking. Uh, I really felt God call me to write this book. Uh, I've been given so many blessings and lessons in my years on this planet, and I've accumulated so much knowledge over that time in growth. And I truly believe that if I can create success in my life and if I can create the life that I want to live, then absolutely anybody can. I fully 100% believe that. They have to make the choices to make those decisions and move forward and take action on it constantly. And that's up to you listening. But there are really it's really quite a simple game plan. There's not some crazy secrets to success. You just have to keep growing, keep learning, and taking action every single day. If you grow just 1% every single day, in a year, you will be a totally different human being. In 5 years, you won't even recognize yourself. And in 10 years, you could create whatever life you choose.
So perhaps you can give us a few bullet points
Sure.
on playing your bigger game because, first of all, I love the title.
Thank you.
I
I love
what
that.
what does it take to play a bigger game?
Well, let me answer that question. I'm gonna tell you about one of my favorite principles, which is choice, and I've already kind of mentioned it. I mean, the first choice is actually if you're going to pick up the book and you're thinking about playing a bigger game in life, this is your invitation. If you feel this calling inside of you, like, yeah, I know I'm playing small. That's what this book was for. You are who this book is for. I want to play a bigger game, and maybe I don't know the first steps to take. Beautiful. Here's the first steps. And I know there's going to be stuff in this book that resonates with you. And if you take action on this stuff, it will change your life. So, one of my favorite principles is choice. We want to give that choice, every choice in our life, away to others. Well, I'm not that confident of a person. Okay, let me just ask you, who chose that? It was a decision. make no mistake, it was a decision how confident of a person you are. And you might be listening to this going, you can't be serious. I'm just not that confident of a person. That's not, what are you saying? It's my fault? It's not your fault. If you are not making a decision to be confident in who you are, guess who is making that decision for you? Society all around you, social media, your family, even though your family and your loved ones might have the best intentions for you, but who has had a family member who's like, "Ooh, Terry, do you really want to do that? That sounds
Mhm.
risky, Terry. Be careful, Terry." How many of us have had that and had confidence because somebody said that? None of us have had confidence because of that. We all went, "Oh, okay, maybe I should be careful." We have to step out and go, you know what? No, I'm not going to compare myself to these people on social media. No, that's not the only definition of success or good looks or whatever you want to compare yourself. None of that is going to help me win, and none of that's going to build my confidence. Here's a simple question. And Terry, I'll ask you this because I know you have a bunch of answers and there's a whole
Oh,
bunch of correct answers here. Tell me a few things that help you with your confidence. What things could someone do to build their confidence?
well, I think the first thing is looking inside of yourself.
Great.
That's probably the first thing is looking at yourself and thinking, okay, what fears keep me from building self
Oh,
confidence?
good.
So, where I go is to that piece of machinery in our heads called the mind, the
Yeah.
ego, the
Yes.
saboteur,
Yes.
which will always tell us, what are you crazy? Stay where you are, stay in the background. You won't
Mm,
get hurt. Nobody'll know you. That to me is, which I discovered, of course, between my spirituality and my analysis, that it's our first computer is what's running us.
yeah.
And when we start not to listen to that, and then to drop into our hearts and listen to who we actually are, and to separate
Yeah.
that, then it becomes a real choice. If you're
Mm,
listening to that, there's no choice.
no. Brilliant. You're reprogramming that first computer, hey?
Exactly. That's
Oh,
exactly it.
I love that. And it takes so much mind work, and I love it. And I love that challenge. And for me, here's a few others. Working out. Working out gives me so much confidence.
Mm,
Reading books, listening to growth podcasts like this one. These are things that if you consistently do, is it going to lower or raise our confidence?
right.
It's an obvious answer. So why don't we just do more of that? And that was the question I posed to myself when I was 15 years old. What would stop me? What would happen to me if I did this stuff every single day? What would happen if I did it twice a day every day? Do you see how quickly your life could change? And now don't go, well, Marcus, I can't fit that into my schedule. Hey, that's a choice too. That's a choice. You can fit it in if you actually want to. What is so big in your schedule and important in your schedule that you can't fit in your personal growth so you can have a better life?
That it's all choice, and
Yeah.
choice leads to consequences.
Yeah.
Don't make a choice, you get no consequences, or you do, which is staying in a comfort zone,
Yeah.
or alternatively, making a hard choice to make changes. I guess I
Mm,
wonder, how many people do you think really think about making changes? And
mm.
those that do and those that don't.
Oh, wow. That's a big question. I would say less than 1% of people really contemplate it. I'd say 100% of people think about, I wish I could have a better life. And then the thinking stops right there. I'd say, honestly, less than 1% take the
Wow.
first step in moving forward.
How do we reach them?
Oh, wow. What a great question. Oh my goodness. I think if I had an answer, I would be a trillionaire at this point. Because, man, I don't know how to get through Terry, this is actually a beautiful question because one of the things I've learned about myself in the last 5 years, and I'm really happy I learned this, my voice is not for everybody. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I struggled with that for so many years and, "Oh, no, but I wanna help everybody," and the truth is I'm not designed to help everybody. And so those people who are stuck at 0 and stuck at 1, or if they're being honest and they're rating their life and it's in a 4 or a 3 or a 6, I don't actually know that language. I am proficient, and who I have been put on this planet to help are those people who are at 7, at 8, at 9, and they wanna move up, and they wanna play a bigger game in life. Well, that's my language. I love that language. I could talk that all day. Does it mean that people at 2, 3, 4 are helpless? Oh, no, not at all. I'm just not good at that. And there are so many people I know. In fact, my brand new sister-in-law who just came into the family 2 days ago, she I've never heard a voice so beautifully proficient at talking to somebody who is still in the mud at the low spots in their life. And she talks to them with such love and mercy and patience. And yes, I come from a place of love and mercy and patience, but the way I talk, most people don't receive it that way unless they're like, "Oh my goodness, yeah, I'm an 8 and I'm challenged by those words. Let's do this." What do you think about how do you reach these people?
Uh, Coaching, my podcast, and now I have finally stepped on a stage. I just did a talk with the Connected Leaders Academy, and I took speaker school. I'm 82, and I just took speaker school in May,
Yeah.
and that's my goal is to get on stages. And again, I don't know who's going to hear me, but my story is everyone's journey. We all have our challenges. We all have our struggles. What do you want to do about it? We can't, I guess, reach everybody, but
Mhm.
my goal is to try and reach as many people as possible because I am also working with people on embracing ageism since I've gotten to that point in life.
Yes.
And how do you embrace it and do something? Because we're all programmed. Well, I'm 60 years old. Oh, time to retire. And they go out and they retire. And they don't want to, but that's the societal norm, if you will. Not everybody.
Yeah.
So I would love to reach the world and say, you can change. It's possible.
Yes.
My struggles, my challenges, what I had to go through, if I could do it, I think, and I don't want to be presumptuous here, so many people, if they take the first step to do it, could
Mm,
make some changes in their
mm,
lives and be fulfilled. So I don't have the answer either. Maybe it's taking your book, playing a bigger game, and
mm.
I don't know, giving it to everyone in the world and say, here,
Terry, I am so grateful for you. Like, it
oh,
being 82 years old, and you are so beautiful and wonderful, and I want to encourage you, keep telling your story. More people need to hear this. People, if you're listening, here's an 82-year-old who said, "I can still play a bigger game. I can still learn. I can go back to school and learn this, learn that." It doesn't matter if you feel you're too old or too young, too fat or too skinny, too tall or too short. Everybody's got their excuses.
right.
And you will find success stories from people who are way worse off than you. So just start moving, start learning, start growing, make a decision and go with it and take action on it every single day.
Even if you lose your identity in the process, because I think that happens when we reinvent ourselves,
Yeah.
we lose some identity. to gain a new one, as you
Absolutely.
did when you sold your businesses and became an entrepreneur. It was a different mindset.
Yes. So true. And I think everybody who sells a business will struggle with losing their identity. Uh, I'll never forget when I sold my business, I knew it was coming. I just hadn't really seen it yet. And there was this moment where I had to pack up my office, and I had this huge, beautiful office.
Mhm.
It was like 1,000 square foot office. It was just a huge, just my office. We had a boardroom table. I had floor to ceiling windows. I had all of my pictures on the wall. And I came in on a Saturday, and I'm packing my box up, and I'm going to move to a really tiny office next door because I got to give my office to the new CEO and owner. And I found myself just whistling and having a great time because I knew I couldn't start my next chapter in life unless I went through this incredibly tricky, challenging time. And I embraced it and I loved it, but I recognized, ooh, this could be a very tough one and this could break people.
Didn't break you.
I had the faith that I had something bigger coming and I really did.
Well, so I don't want this conversation to end. I really don't. However, what are some, you've said so many wonderful things. If you could highlight a few tidbits for people to really hear, taking them out of the conversation, and
Yeah.
just a few that people will take away and say, ah, I got this.
Oh, beautiful, Terry. Thank you. And I've loved this conversation too, by the way. I'm going to tell you my favorite equation, and it is such a good summative sentence here. And it's K minus A equals 0. And K is knowledge. Knowledge minus A, which is action, equals 0. You could have all the knowledge in the world, and if you take no action on it, you'll get nothing. You'll get nowhere. You will have no results. Action is everything. Even if you're not certain you're going in the right direction, take some action and you'll learn. I'm not saying put all your chips on the table and just take action and good luck. No, no. Take some action today. Read a book, listen to another podcast, go on a walk with a friend and ask, hey, can we start to challenge each other? Are you interested in growing with me? I want to play a bigger game in life. Does that interest you? Find someone to go on that road with you or do it yourself. Read even more, listen to books, listen to podcasts. You can grow by taking action.
That is so true. It's like people who stay in a comfort zone,
Yeah.
they have these dreams, they want to do things, and they can't understand why is it not happening?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not willing to step out of their comfort zone and look around and say, okay, I'm afraid, I have a fear. However, having these fears is more important than staying in a comfort zone.
Mm.
And that's what I did. I'm sure that's what you did. And I'm sure that's what a lot of people do to want to play a bigger game. I mean, when we talk about playing a bigger game, it could be taking 3 steps. It doesn't have to be changing your zip code,
No,
if you will.
so true. Yes, you're so right. Oh,
Mark,
spot on.
Marcus, this has been so wonderful. I have enjoyed every moment. I am glad. Persistence, I waited, but here we are. You are the best, really the best. Playing your bigger game, go out, buy it, read it, and who knows, maybe it will spark something in you.
Oh, thank you, Terry. So grateful for you. Grateful for this conversation. How about one last gift? Everybody listening, will you please take 2 minutes? It's not even going to take you 2 minutes. Go give a 5-star review for this podcast. That way, the more people are going to hear the podcast.
Oh,
Terry
thank
puts
you.
so much love and energy into this. The very least we can do is go and give her that review. I'm going to do it as soon as I hang up the phone right now. Terry, bless you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for who you are.
Thank you for who you are. You're amazing.